Hi guys, it's Frost and welcome to another video. In this one I want to talk about 7 gadgets that I believe will make a huge difference while PvPing in classic WoW. We all know that vanilla PvP is not only about the class, and professions such as engineering will equip you with a set of tools that will improve your PvP experience. Tools that can make the difference between a successful PvP scenario or a corpse run. Well, we're not here to talk about engineering tools, but about similar gadgets that can be obtained without engineering or can be mixed matched together. While the order of the items is not important, the importance is how they can help you become better at PvP. So let's jump right into it. The first item in our list is Magic Dust. This item will put the enemy target to sleep for up to 30 seconds. Any damage caused will awaken the target. Basically this is like having the 31 talent point spell for survival hunters called Wyvern Sting. Actually, Magic Dust is even better since it requires no mana to cast, it can be casted in combat, and it will last for 18 more seconds compared to Wyvern Sting. Keep in mind that Magic Dust has a small cast time, but we can already see how this item is better and overpowered, leaving the players that are willing to put the extra time and effort with a huge advantage in PvP, and not only. Some of the uses for Magic Dust are putting the target to sleep so you can bandage up, get out of combat, re-stealth, wait for cooldowns. In world PvP this little gadget can be really useful when jumped by 2 enemies, being able to sleep the stronger enemy while you take care of the one you're more comfortable killing. This can leave you with a chance to open on the stronger enemy as well. A great use for hunters to tame some elite pets out there. While fighting Simone the Seductress for the Hunter Epic quest of the Ancient Keepers, putting the Fellhound to sleep and chaining him into a freezing trap as you take care of Simone. Basically, it's just a strong form of optional CC which can make the difference between winning and losing. This item drops from the mob called Dust Devil in Westfall, a mob with a level range between 18 and 19 and a drop chance of 47%, which I put to a test on a 1.12 emulator and got me 48 magic dusts in 100 kills. Sometimes you'll kill 4-5 in a row without getting one, but eventually the RNG will even out. In my experience there are 5-6 spawn points on the map, but those mobs like to walk around, so I've put together a route on the map that might be useful. Doing this with a hunter gives you a slight advantage with track elementals, but it can be done with any class using the macro /target Dust Devil. As a last thought on this item, keep in mind that this can be sold on the auction house and it will make the competition high. So choose your hours carefully and good luck with the grind. Next item in our list is the large rope net. This item will render the target, making it unable to move for 10 seconds. It's similar to the engineering trinket Gnomish Netomatic Projector, but for this one you don't have to wear it as a trinket, and it does not have a punishing failure, aka gets caught on the user's clothing while fired. Also, the cooldown is just 1 minute compared to 10 minutes on the trinket, but I don't think you'll have the luxury of using 2 nets in one fight anyway. By not having the malfunctioning backfire like the projector, the large rope net is superior and more safe to use. Imagine a warrior trying to net a warlock with the projector and the backfire ending in netting both players. We can already predict the fate of the warrior. Feels bad, man. Some of the uses for the large rope are stopping the flag carrier in Warsong Gulch, but this won't work on druids, gnomes, paladins, so keep that in mind. Works great with Gnomish Death Ray, netting someone while they witness their own death, on point. Simply netting someone to get a bandage up, or getting away from a mad warrior, and the list can go on. The item dropped from the Grey Mist Netters in Darkshore and the Murloc Netters in Westfall, both with levels between 14 and 15 and a 5% drop chance. I personally prefer grinding them in Westfall as they are more compact and have more spawns while having the option to grind for Magic Dust also. As a last thought for this item, a downside to it is that it's BOP, which means you can only commit your main and it does not stack, so you can't get that many, I'd say maximum 10, since it's definitely an item worth spending 10 inventory slots on. Our third item on the list is Tidal Charm, and I know we're addressing the elephant in the room. I know people camping it for weeks with no outcome, but the rarity of the item makes it even more valuable. The Tidal Charm is a trinket dropped with a 43% chance by Prince Najrak in Arathi Highlands. It stuns the target within 30 yards for 3 seconds, and it can act as a mini net or a spell interrupt. The trinket requires level 36, which makes it best in slot for the level 39 twink bracket, as well as a must-have for some of the level 60 classes that might lack spell interrupting abilities or stuns. I recommend camping this one only if you want to push the extra mile in PvP, and if you have the required patience to obtain it because there's a lot of competition for Tidal Charm. Some things worth mentioning before starting the camp. The spawn of Prince Nazrak is estimated to be anywhere between 32 and 36 hours. Even if you find the rare prince, there's only a 43% chance that the trinket will drop, pray to the RNG gods. The stun affects its nature, so it has a slight chance of being resisted. The item is not unique, and in the odd event that you have two, you should know that you cannot use one without triggering the 15 minutes cooldown on both of them. As a last thought, do not go for this item if you already possess abilities to interrupt or stun, and if you choose to go for it, I wish you the best luck. Moving on the next item, the only boomerang in the game. Flings a magical boomerang towards the target, dealing 113 to 188 damage, and has a chance to stun or disarm them. This item is the reward of a long series of quests, 13 to be more precise, that starts in Ungoro. There, you'll find the wreckage of a boat which will start the quest. It's a secret to everybody. The quest will first take you to Linken's and Marshall Refugee, then to Donova and Winterspring, Gregan in the Feral Ass, the Graveyard in Tanaris, back to Ungoro, but just to send you again to Northern Kalimdor. After some time spent in Felwood, you'll be sent to Tanaris again to kill an elemental, which will take you back to where the journey initially started, in Marshall's Refugee. Here, Linken will give you the last quest of the chain called It's Dangerous to Go Alone, and upon finishing this quest, you'll be rewarded with either Linken's Sword of Mastery or Spirit of Aquamentas. In addition, you'll also receive the Linken's Boomerang. This quest chain is quite different than other quests in vanilla and fun to complete. Different because this is a tribute to the first Legend of Zelda game, which even made It's Dangerous to Go Alone Take This an internet meme. Keep in mind that this quest chain was added into the game in patch 1.11, but I have a feeling that this will be available in Classic WoW from beginning. Next item in our list is the Skull of Impending Doom. This item will increase your run speed by 60% for 10 seconds, dealing 100 to 500 damage and draining 100 to 500 mana every 2 seconds on a 5-minute cooldown. Similar to Linken's Boomerang, this is also a quest reward, but the chain to obtain it has only 4 quests. You start with Solutions of Doom in Badlands, which will send you to Uldaman to recover a certain tablet and bring it back to the NPC. Take note, this tablet is outside of the portal of Uldaman. Don't get tricked by the quest text. Upon completing this quest, you will receive to the Undercity or to Ironforge if Alliance, leading to the next part of the chain, the Star, the Hand and the Heart, which will require you to kill 3 elites around the world in order to collect 3 items. The first item, the Star of Xylia, drops from Grelborg the Misser and Alterac Mountains. Second item, Hand of Dagon, drops from Dagon the Ravenous in Dustwallow Marsh. Third item, the Legacy Heart, drops from Mogda Undying in Strangleturn Valley. Bring the 3 items back to Undercity or Ironforge to receive the follow-up quest, Forbidden Knowledge, and get your hands on a brand new Skull of Impending Doom. Easy, right? Some of the uses for the skull are carrying the flag in Warsong Gulch with 60% increased movement and immunity to most forms of CC for 10 seconds. That's pretty OP. This, plus a bit of gear and skill, will easily get you into Warsong Gulch pre-mates. Defending the flag in AB, granting immunity to CC for 10 seconds while you call for backup. Opening the Skullman's door, using the item to kill thyself in order to respawn behind the door and open it for the party. This item will only get better as your gear is improving, and I can only feel bad for the people vendoring it. Some final thoughts for the skull. While activated, you will receive a buff called Flee, making you use the chicken animation for 10 seconds. If you get bad RNG with a 400 to 500 drain, make sure you have a macro with /cancel aura Flee and don't die like a pleb. The sixth item in our list is the fancy Furbolg medicine pouch. An offhand with 10 stamina, and on use will restore 100 health every second for 10 seconds on a 20-minute cooldown. This could be great while Skull of Impending Doom is on cooldown, providing you with an extra bandage if your first aid is on cooldown. Actually, it's even better since you don't have to stand still and it acts like a rejuvenation heal. Compared to the Skull, this one does not require a quest chain, but you'll have to get honored with a Timbermaw Hole. Only then you can purchase it from Gorn 1 Eye with 15 golds. Felwood and Winterspring are nice places to grind for gold, and getting honored with a Timbermaw won't be that hard, especially if you're after the next item in our list. The pouch is pretty straightforward, not much to add. Might be good to know that the item scales with spell power and might get better for other classes like mages, locks, priests. And the healer with around 1000 plus healing can get the tick up to 200 HP per second, making it twice as effective. But nevertheless, I believe all classes can benefit from the pouch in various scenarios. And last but not least, we have the famous Whipper Root Tuber, which is a potion-like item, restoring 700 to 900 HP on a 2-minute cooldown. The magic of this item is that it does not share cooldown with potions, allowing you to use a tuber plus a potion one after another. You can already see how this one is one of the greatest out there. In order to be able to farm those, you will need to complete the Cleansing Felwood quest from Maybes River Bridge in Southern Felwood. Once completed, you will have the option to request a Cenarian Beacon from Maybes, which as long as you carry it with you, mobs in Felwood will drop corrupted soul shards. You can exchange 6 soul shards for 2 Cenarian plant salve. Another way to obtain Cenarian plant salves is through a profession, which is not that hard to figure, so I'll just move to the important stuff. Once you have enough Cenarian plants, you can start cleansing corrupted Whipper roots. It takes 3 Cenarian plants to cleanse 1 root, and each root will yield 5 tubers on completion, plus an additional 3 to 7 on loot. There are 6 spawn points on the map with a 25-minute respawn timer, and sometimes this place could be really contested. I recommend installing the add-on Felwood Gatherer or just memorize the spawn point as I did. One last tip, after cleansing a corrupted root, multiple people can obtain tubers if they click at the same time. Not sure if this is an exploit, but I remember doing it back in vanilla. As we reach the end of this list, I would like to thank you for watching. If you'd like to add anything, or you use other gadgets, leave a comment down below, the community will appreciate it. Until next time, stay frosty.